Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to this special stream of seeing how the seeding is going to be done for the first actual season of OCC in Blood Bowl 3. I am joined here today by Pitpad, who is a well-known figure in the community,
Oh,
and so we're gonna be taking a quick look at the teams that are in the well, there are four tabs that we're gonna go through. There's the final standings decisions, there's the teams in order, and then there is the actual divisions tab where we will be placing all of the teams. And then last but not least, these are the teams that are going to be on break, therefore, aka people who decided that they will be not joining us for the first season but might come back with the same team later. So, taking a look at the final standings and decisions, just to explain the colors, thankfully we have multiple people. There is the green means that they will be continuing on with the team. They're keeping the team and they're moving to wherever they're moved. Blue means that they are re-rolling their team to something else, as can be seen. And then yellow means that they will not be joining us for the upcoming season. Right.
and then we have the red, which is just the teams that did not give a decision.
Right. And there is only one person like that.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. So, looking at Group A, Pitpat, since you were there, you can give us a bit of a rundown of how do you feel like your season went in particular, and then do you think balls to the wall? I mean,
Yeah. The best team won the division.
yeah.
I have more points than I should.
Mm.
I stole a draw against the Cranky Shops
Mm.
on a halfling throw on the last turn, where the halfling also caused a casualty.
Mm.
I wasn't in the game for the other 15 turns. And I didn't get to play my last game either against D Walker.
Yeah.
So my Treeman got a touchdown in that admin win.
And now that's a Treeman would block, if I remember correctly, so
Yep.
people need to watch out for that. But yeah, it was as we discussed in the when we did the slightly less prepared actual seeding prior to the seeding tournament, that particular stream, we discussed that it was a pretty stacked division when it came to having people won glory and renown in OCC with several people who are former OCC champions and otherwise people of distinguished couching. But yeah, I think that the Balls to the Walla have played him, I think, once or twice in the OCC before. And yeah, I very much I do think that he was he was one of the contenders along with Gimlick to win the division. But yeah, I believe we'll figure it. I believe you have scored enough to be getting in on the championship on the on second placement.
Yes, I have the best record among second place teams.
All right. So, but we will
being undefeated and all.
Yeah, but we will get to any details that we need to on that as we figure out the divisions. Group B, Rinjarni Orcs. Seems to have been a pretty sort of tough fight at the top there between Rinjarni and Nurdel. So, but Rinjarni also a well-known coach. At least I remember him having bouncing around in OCC for quite a long time now. But yeah, that's Orc Fury. Don't think I did stream one game, I think, of Group B in my streaming, but that was not Rinjarni. It was Lehman Russ. Lehman Russ against was it Raven 184? I think, or it might have been Emilius. Yeah, I think it was Lehman Russ versus Emilius. So haven't seen Ranjarni play, but from what I know, he's a veteran coach. So well, congratulations to him for winning the division. Then we have Group C, Bantha, another another well-known figure in in OCC. He's also running his own team blog. So if you are interested in how his like seeding tournament went, you can take a look at in the team specific section of the forum. But
Yeah. And
uh
here we also have the CWC Toby
yep.
replaced Fantus. So he has the great honor of having Fantus 2-0 loss added to his record.
Yeah, not the greatest of starts, but considering that he's playing Chaos Chosen, I feel that he wasn't maybe expecting to be winning the division regardless of that loss. So um, I'm surprised that there's an ogre team in Group C. By the way,
That is not Ogre, that's yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Human
yeah,
maybe?
yeah. I'm looking at this and going like, I didn't know that they had been added to.
I think. Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Or
All right, Lefe 197, 414 with a rookie Nurgle. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, that's an actually like that is a very good like initial season for a Nurgle team. Um, all about team development and went well. I'm glad to hear that, Toby. And yeah, like I feel that like Chaos Chosen, Nurgle, I mean Lizards are pretty good off the box, but probably Lizard as well. Chaos Pact, if there was like one player who did that, like those teams generally probably want more team development first season rather than trying to go for the win. Galancio, thank you for the follow, by the way. Started 3 rerolls and no spawn. Yeah, yep. I feel that like I have come to detest like starting with 2 rerolls with most teams, and I can certainly understand how that would be very detrimental to you as a Nurgle player. But yeah, oh, he was an orc. Fair enough. But yeah, moving on, we have Group D, which this is an interesting one. Falconmerk actually manages to win the division, but is not following up. Is not going to be.
there's a holiday.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, so how does that work then for Group D? Does it just mean that the best?
We'll get to that
We'll
when we
get to
do
that.
the
All
actual
right, fair enough. But that's something interesting, certainly. Um, but yeah, Group D also has a bunch of other names that we can recognize: Bork, RTSD, Regor, Rund Kesaren, Gobas, like all of these well-known names among the OCC community. So that was and I streamed several of Bork's matches as well. So like if you're interested in how that went, you can check those out. But but yeah, definitely an interesting division. I'm surprised. I believe Bork was talking about like re-rolling the team, like re-rolling his Underworld team to an Underworld team, but he decided to actually stick around with the team as well. So, Gobas. Yeah, we'll get to the re-rollers.
Also, everyone has 16 points.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was looking at. There's 4 people at 16 points there. I assume that they are like they are according
the second column is
yeah,
touchdown differential, and
yeah,
then we have
conceded.
touchdowns conceded.
Yeah, okay. So now is like by the tiebreakers, he is the
Yes.
yep, fair enough. Looking
And
at
the cow daddy got merged with Just Slime. I think that was 3 losses as well.
oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, I remember Bork talking about the Cow Daddy being coming in to help out, and hope he had fun with the games that he had left. Had a bloater killed triple sculling. Wow, that's a generally not the enemy that one would think would kill a bloater, but yeah, certainly wasn't giving his best effort there, I guess. Group E, I think I did not do bad considering my Old World Alliance team was the agile one, and the tree died last game. Ouch. Ouch, Galencio. Like, tree dying, like, especially last game. That sucks. Um, but yeah, looking at these team, Dwarf, Black Orc, Orc, Old World Alliance, Black Orc, Orc, Nurgle, Chaos Chosen. Yeah, that's not like Pitpat commented on his division that he was facing a bunch of uphill matchups as Old World Alliance. This is a division that where there's
Yeah, you're not.
nothing but. Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
Old World Alliance just like I don't know which of these is probably the best matchup for Old World Alliance. Nurgle maybe because like they're so slow and they don't
yeah,
start with any like actual like blocking skills, I guess. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
And Venteros
mhm.
were also undefeated with the best record in the seeding phase.
Yep. Okay. So congratulations to Venters like winning the division there. The bearded Birch, uh, I believe it's Birch Chuckers or whatever. As dwarf. But yeah, that's pretty impressive overall. Like consider like dwarves are not generally known for their ability to win games, like more their ability to draw games, especially early on when they don't have the guard and mighty blow that they need to sort of make their preferred way of playing the game work. So and especially like in this division, right? Like four orc teams and two black orc teams, Nurgle team, Chaos Chosen, like orc team that doesn't have a bunch of guard generally doesn't like going up into those matches because, well, I mean, the orcs have four block on their own, so they're not that far out blocked by the dwarves, and then they just out muscle the dwarves as well. So well done to Venturos for being both undefeated and winning the division as the best scoring team in in these
He
seeding tournaments.
he he also has the best touchdown differential
Yeah, I mean,
of all teams.
I assume he didn't. Yeah,
Five.
he conceded five, which is like there were other people who only conceded five, but he scored 11. Is like
No, no, no.
what
He
is
scored 16.
yeah, he scored 16, but as in like positive 11 on the touchdown differential. That's big for dwarves,
There's a few teams on 10, but no one else on 11.
right? All right. That's very impressive. So once again, well done to Venturos. Yeah, Venturos was the rightful winner. Certainly supported by statistics there, Galencio. So, moving on to Group F, we have Hellenic, with the Shambling Undead. There's like Shambling Undead, probably one of the best teams in the out of the box. Hellenic has been kicking around in OCC for quite a while as well, so veteran coach if nothing else. Let's see, anyone else? Talasexit, calling out C++ for Elven Union, also runs a team blog. If you guys want to check that out. We got Javelin, Ethelred, Tabrak. All of these are like names that I reckon. Core Knight as well. All of these are names that I recognize who've been kicking around. So veteran coaches, quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, interesting enough division. Like this seems to be the division with probably the most variety in teams. With when you've got Shambling Undead, Lizardmen, and then you've got Chaos Revenant, Skaven, Underworld, Wood Elf, Skaven, Elven Union. Like this seems to be, I guess, the agile division then, Group F.
Quite the opposite of the Group E.
Yeah, yeah, like following on from the bashiest division in the seeding tournament, we've got the agile play. Old World Alliance what probably would have liked to be here, and then like if we went like by theming, probably Piebot and the Golden Hope, like the Lizardmen team, should have swapped places. But alas, Galencio does not have that power to rewind time and make that happen, as far as we know. So, Group G. By about my turn into the next Monster Lizard team. Yeah, well, could be. Well, could be. We got Group G with Tis123, another well-known name in the OCC. Don't Panic, Dark Elf. I believe the only elf team that managed to win their division, and probably the only elf team that makes it into championship, which is somewhat surprising, I'll be honest. But let's see, who else do we have here? We got Smiling Tom, we got Kuno Tridentis, Bob 152. I believe Bob 152 is a new, like an entirely new name. But let's see,
No,
Radamo, BJJ Hero, definitely names that I recognize. So not an easy division by any means. Uh,
Bob has been an admin for ages.
yes, yes. So interesting. I'm just looking at like considering it's a Dark Elf team, like the touchdown differential, like looking at that positive column, that's a very low number on most of those. -7, -5, -5, 0, 0, 1, 1, 5. Like this is a like getting in at 17, getting to the championship with 17 points. That's probably the low score of the like you wouldn't
Oh
get
yes,
you wouldn't get in as a second placer with that. So
no way.
yeah, well done to Tis, I guess. Like he did exactly as much as he needed to. And unsurprisingly enough, he scored more than the Orcs did, so he beat him on that particular. And then, last but not least, we have Group H, my own group with Kubusta as Black Orcs getting in, and he is the last of the undefeated teams that make it that were in the seeding tournament. And waiting for that update on the admin tools. I have a feeling that you don't want that update, Galencio, considering Pitpad would also have access to that, and that's a world we do not wish to be in, I guess.
What now?
The ability to turn back time and make some different decisions for divisions. That particular admin tool. But yeah, Group H, Kubusta, Black Orc down. I'm proud to say that I'm one of the 3 people who managed to give him a draw instead of give him a win. But he did go 6-3, and yeah, I think like Kubusta is we highlighted him as one of the favorites to win Group H. I think, like in the pre-seeding tournament stream, and he played well. Like I can't say that he played badly, like at all when I faced him, and even though I managed to ease up the game of whoever came after me by MNGing both a troll and a black orc off of him, I still didn't manage to, unfortunately, win the game. So well done to Kabusta. We got BB Nut. I think BB Nut was a new coach to OCC, but I did check him out. He was like fairly high ranked on the ranked ladder with orcs, so certainly not a new coach. Korash, Hyperbrain, Magiot, Sunny Days, Fisher 84. Yeah. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
have
and
to.
we also had to use the head-to-head tiebreaker between Chorus and
Yep. Yep. Uh, which the head-to-head tiebreaker is not often employed, considering like most of the time it's probably the first tiebreaker that actually ends up mattering.
usually when 2 teams end up on the same point and same touchdown differential and same conceded,
Yeah.
they played a draw. So actually think this is the first time the head-to-head makes a difference.
Okay. Well done to Chorus and Snigger DK, I guess, for making OCC history, I suppose. But yeah, I will give out my condolences here to Very Grumpy Dad and Fisher84 with the 2 human teams at the bottom of the ladder. They were rather badly pasted, shall we say, in the division, and the dice just were not on their side at all. So commiserations to them. Thank you for hope a Very Grumpy Dad has a better time, as he seems to be rolling over to lizards. And hope we'll see Fisher 84 come back again, maybe with better dice overall. But with that, well, we did kind of already go over the teams in order. As the first place teams, second place teams is the category that we're looking at that is of interest to us. So you are the first of the second place teams, and then there's Nerdell with Thunder and Lightning Underworld team. And that also apparently went to tiebreaker with Piebot with one difference on on the touchdown on the touchdown scored. Though he would have won the touchdowns conceded as well, apparently. So, but yeah, Broccoli makes it over to second place, but not close enough. Like this is a very a very close sort of fight, even for the second place team. Like could have gone either way. Like I believe the last match day was essentially make or break for Broccoli, and like how I believe it like it had Venturos not won. No, I think even with that, like Broccoli didn't have a chance because he's at 19. But yeah, ooh. Did you mean to copy and paste that?
Yes.
All right, fair enough.
Because I will be cutting out themes we have moved
Right.
to make things less confusing as we go. But I want to keep a record of wherever
Yep.
everyone is.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So we'll start with
Yep.
Division 1.
Yep. So, starting with Division 1, this will be where the, if everyone would pay attention to the top right corner there, is the Discord dice bot that I have been graciously given the use of. So, I shall be rolling 1d2.
Yeah, but there is nothing to roll for the championship.
Yes, there's nothing to roll for championship, as all of the teams who made it to first place get the championship, as well as the best 2 high scoring. So those will not be rolled for, as they just get placed there. But so for those who are slightly confused, so this is essentially we're rolling 1d2s, and if you get a 1, you are placed into the A division of your team, and if I roll 2, then that team gets placed into the B division. And obviously, if it comes that like like say that B fills up and then A is not filled up, then obviously all of the rest of the teams will just be placed into A rather than bloating B for no reason. All right.
But if we move over to the divisions.
Yes, we shall indeed move over to the divisions here. So we have Tier 1, A and B. Just as a note, by the way, for the divisions, I believe, Pitpad, you said that we are not yet sure how many teams will actually be in Tier 4.
No.
So we don't know how large those divisions will be, but that will be... I'm sure that
divisions will be 10 teams, but not how many divisions.
Right. But there could still be like more signups to come before the start of the season, so obviously they will be filled out if there's like a division or like.
As you can see, we do have an issue.
We do have an issue.
We have a team that's going on a break.
Yes, Falconmerc with Rebel Reptiles and the Lizardmen. They are going to be removed from championship, even though they win, because they are not. The Falconmerc is not joining us for next season with that team. So, how does this work then, Ped? Who is going to get that spot?
The best placed second place team that's left, which is Piebolt.
Which is Piebolt and his Lizardmen team. So, now you have removed. Yep. But yeah,
there's a lot of fat fingering going on.
Fair enough. I'll leave you to that. But yeah. So looking at the championship division with Piebolt. No worries. We're not in a rush here. I don't think so.
Everything is so sensitive.
Yes.
So that is going to be the championship.
That is
the divisions are not created in game, as I don't know how many there is of everything yet.
Yeah. So that'll be done, and I'm sure that the admins will put out an announcement post once the division, like in the divisions, that all right, the divisions have been created in game. You can now attempt to join. But looking at the championship, again, we got Venturos, Dwarves, Balls to the Walla, with Shambling Undead, Rinjarni, Orcs, Bantha, Shambling Undead, Kubusta, Black Orc, Piebot, Lizardman, Hlinik, Shambling Undead, Tis 123, Dark Elf, Pitpad, Old World Alliance, and Nerdell, Underworld Denizen. So fairly bash heavy here.
And that is such a bad matchup.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, on the flip side, you do have a Treeman, so that is like one to one. That it like you can at least go toe to toe with a mummy. But on the other hand, the undead have a bunch of zombies who are there just gonna sacrifice a zombie to babysit the tree probably. So
Yeah.
dwarves. Which of these would be the good matchup for you? Like Underworld Denizens, maybe?
Underworld, now that swarming is being removed, is probably a good matchup.
Yeah, that's by the way, just for those you not in the know, that is apparently a balance update that is coming, which is the swarming from Underworld Denizens is just completely being removed, and I don't believe they get anything in compensation for that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
And that is actually a balancing thing for mainly tabletop tournaments, where Underworld is a problem.
yeah, yeah. Underworld is I from what I've heard, Underworld is very strong in the tabletop tournament scene because of the swarming rule specifically, and I mean they got better overall as a team anyway, making the transition. So we'll have to see. Like I'll be honest, I think like just entirely removing swarming without giving anything like any sort of reprieve or anything to the underworld. I don't think it makes an underworld team a bad team, like overall, but I do think that's gonna be like a decent drop in power for Underworld, like on Blood Bowl 3.
Yes, and I think you build the team a bit differently. You don't need as many snotlings
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
You can
absolutely.
have more goblins.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably gonna be the way to go forward for Underworld then. Um, but yeah, no, it's gonna be like no passing, like no particular team is like great at passing in this division. Like the Dark Elves probably the best at passing plays, but I haven't taken a look at Tis123's like how he built the Dark Elf team, but I don't like there are people who don't like runners on Dark Elf teams, and he might be one of them. I can't remember. Like, we did take a look at his team at the start of the season, but I have not checked back on it, so I cannot remember whether or not he had a runner or not. But yeah, any sort of prediction you want to do here? Who's going to be winning the championship?
Considering I haven't looked at any teams apart from mine and balls to the wall up mid through the season, no clue.
Fair enough.
I guess we can probably go through all the divisions before we start. I guess when everyone has signed up.
Yeah, yeah, I think that seems like an interesting sort of a stream to have at the to go through all of them and give our thoughts on them. I mean, I'm just gonna say that like regardless of like any team states whatsoever, I'm still gonna say that you're gonna win the championship. So that's my prediction. But
That would be a nice surprise.
all right, so but
Yeah.
with the championship, we move on to tier 1.
Yeah,
Now,
so what I've done is copying over all the second and third place teams
yep,
because they are guaranteed to be in
yep,
tier one.
that makes sense. And none of those teams seems to be either re-rolling or staying out, which is nice.
Yep.
Makes this slightly easier. So, without further ado, they get to be balanced early game. They could give a second blitzer. Second blitzer to Underworld. I mean, they definitely shouldn't give them a second gutter runner, that's for certain. But I'm not sure. Maybe a second thrower instead of a blitzer seems a little more
But they
balanced.
would have to remove a line rat to give them another Skaven as well. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's true. Maybe they could give them like some kind of a specialist goblin instead, like just one with some random thing. I don't know, pogo maybe. Haven't seen that. So, but regardless, starting off tier 1, we have Danton, Sunshine Boys, Black Orcs.
Yep, you do the rolling, I do the moving.
I shall be doing the rolling. So 1d2, Denton. Shall we? We'll just say Denton. Hopefully this works as... Oh, nope. That did not work. Okay. So 1d2. Why is the dice bot not working?
I think if what?
Okay. 1d2. Let's try this. There we go. All right. So Denton is going to tier 1B. Sorry, division 1B, not tier 1. All right. So orcs have played Denton at least once in like Blood Bowl 2, and he, if I remember correctly, he is mostly known for being a bash coach. So
No, he usually plays Dark Elf.
does he?
Yes.
Does he? Now I'm very confused. All right, but we're gonna ignore my confusion and move on. So second one, we have broccoli frog salad. Don't be confused.
The worst placed frog salad team.
Yes, because there. I mean, at some point, Pitpat, you realize if this continues, there is going to be a division that has teams called frog salad.
Probably. And I'm going to blame broccoli for it.
Yes, absolutely blame broccoli for it. And broccoli gets to go to the same division as Denton, so he is going to 1B as well. So that's 2 black orcs in 1B, starting off pretty bashy there. Next up, we have BB Nut, Harlegan's BBFC. Orcs. And they are also apparently going to 1B. I am going to check real quick whether, like, I'm just gonna roll a random 1d2 here, and okay. Surely this is I'm just gonna... It keeps rolling 2. Maybe this might be bugged. We'll continue on with the assumption that it's not. So those were a couple of test rolls. So we have DigiKey Sigo. Not sure if I butchered that name or if I just butchered that name. With the Accordion Soul Orc team. Let's see where they go. Yep, they are also going into 1B. I am starting to seriously suspect that the dice bot might just be... Or I might be rolling it, like, wrong somehow. Like, it
we could just roll a higher dice value,
yep.
and odd to A and
yep.
Even to B.
Yeah,
and we could redo everything.
I think we're gonna do that. So instead of rolling a 1d2, we'll go for a 1d6. Why not?
Yep, and we'll start over as we suspect shenanigans.
Yeah, we suspect shenanigans, so we'll see. So starting with Denton, so I rolls a 6 apparently.
That's still B.
Yeah, that is still B. Yep, correct. Now, and then we have broccoli and frog salad once again. 1d6. Rolls a 6. It seems to just be rolling the maximum value on the dice.
If you do 4 6s in a row, I am going to consider the bot broken.
Yep. So we'll do another. So that's the third one. Rolls a 6. And then 1d6. No, this time it rolled a 2. So it is not broken. I just managed to roll the maximum number how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I managed to roll 9 of the maximum dice in a row.
Fair
Okay.
enough. But everyone
Yep.
still went to
Everyone
1B.
still went
So
to B, so nothing changed. But we'll continue on with the 1d6, I guess. But that was very interesting. I was strongly suspecting that the bot was broken, but I have been proven incorrect. So, moving on, we have now the point of view Dark Elves, and they are also going into B. Then we have Crunky Chops, Serpent's Dominion, I guess, Lizardman. We have our first team in 1A.
fantastic.
Wonderful. I don't see how a bot could have, like, I was starting to sort of suspect that maybe it only ever rolls even numbers, but like that would be the weirdest way a bot would break ever. So
Would have made seeding quick.
certainly would have. Luke 4444, Orca Cola Orc team. We have. He is also going into 1A. Right, so looking at that, that's pretty bashy overall. So the B tier is looking bashy, and then Dark Elves, and then Lizardmen Orcs on the other side. We have Smiling Tom. Smiling Tom with the BBC Barcelona human team. They are going into 1B. That's unfortunate for them, I think. Looking at who else is already in there. And then we have Bork, the Warpstone Revenants, I believe. Underworld. Who are going into 1A. Well, CVC Toby, I believe that yeah, it really looked like it was going to be broken, but it was not, apparently. Then we have Stahlberg, Lovecraft's Chosen, I guess, with the Chaos Chosen. They rolled a 5, so they go into 1A as well. So that's looking Lizardman, Orc, Underworld, Chaos Chosen. Alright. Then we have Ikis the Sysaxis with the Disco Sis human team. Thank you for that particular mouthful. Alright. They rolled a 1, so they go into 1A. And then, last but not least, we have 2 Dark Elf team left. Children of Darkness for Emilius, who are going into A, 1A. Which does mean that Korash definitely hopes to go into 1A, I think. Yep, and he rolls a 1 as well, so he is going into 1A as well. So that was the second placers and the third placers, right?
Yes, and we have 7 spots to fill.
Yeah, we have indeed 7 spots to fill, so I assume those would be then the best fourth placer teams?
Yep.
Alright, so
The top 7 of them.
the top 7 of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Lefe 75 just barely avoids going into tier 1. Yeah, I hope not, Galencio. I hope I didn't spend all of my 6s there. But then again, I rolled like 3 1s in a row as well. So hopefully that balances things out. Right, so back to the divisions. We have RTSD with the Chunder Jugglers, Chaos Renegades. Who knew that Chaos Renegades would be going into Tier 1? But then again, RTSD is a very, very good coach, so... they rolled a 2, so they're going into 1B. Okay. Then we have Varys, the Merry Winemakers, Imperial Nobility. Highest ranking Imperial Nobility that we've seen. Not that there were too many of those in the seeding tournament,
And most
regardless.
of them was in the
Yeah.
same division.
Yeah, and most of them were in there as well. Yep. So we rolled a 5, so they're going into 1B as well.
No.
Oh, sorry, no. Then
Five is an odd
we rolled a
number.
5, so they're going into 1A. Yep, correct. Well done. Good catch.
This is why there's 2 of us.
Yeah, that's a very good. Yep, this would get. I imagine that if you were doing this by yourself, you could get easily confused. So yeah, Kuno Tridentis, Nimble Navigators, Elven Union. Well done to Kuno. He's I believe like he does play elf quite a bit. So nice to see him. Nice to see him do get into tier 1. So they rolled a 6, so they go into 1B. All right. These are starting to. I mean, tier A is definitely more mixed bag than tier 1B, but
Yeah, so we all know where Galencio is
yeah,
going.
yeah, we're definitely making sure that Galencio is going into 1B, I think. Nope, he's going into 1A as we rolled a 3.
That feels wrong.
Yeah, now he actually has a chance of making it to championship. So Galencio,
So
all the
I
pressure.
I think the worst performing Old World Alliance team is in tier 1.
Yes. Considering there were like, to be fair, that statement, like, by the time we got here, that statement would have already been, like, true, because he could go nowhere else than tier 1. Right. Raspel's Einar, Elven Union. They are going into 1B as they rolled a 6. And then we have Snicker DK and Serial Killer. So Snicker DK, 1d6. They have rolled a 2, so they go into 1B, which leaves Serial Killer in 1A.
I will go fetch a bunch of teams.
Yep, you will fetch a bunch of teams. Looking at these 2 divisions, so Tier 1A consists of Lizardmen, Orcs, Underworld, Chaos Chosen, Human, Dark Elf, Imperial Nobility, Old World Alliance, and Nurgle. That's I feel that that's a very nice sort of spread of teams. Like there's Bash, there's Hybrid, there's Elf, and there's even Stunties present. So that's a nice balanced division. And then we look over to 1B that started off very bashy with the 2 Black Orcs, 2 Orcs. And then it started varying a bit with Dark Elf, Human, Chaos Renegades, 2 Elven Unions, and Black Orc. So this is both more bashy and more elfy than than A1, which is an interesting combination there. Right. So we're looking at tier 2 next. And I assume you have. Yep, you have all of the relevant teams have been brought over.
I have fetched 20.
Yep, that seems entirely reasonable. We'll need a couple more, certainly, but we'll start with what we have.
Yeah, and we'll move them a bit.
Yeah, slightly to be out of the way. So, Lefe75, who was in the chat, worst team incorporated, Nurgle. So let's see where they land. They roll a 6, so they go into 2B. Then we have Regor, Carnival of Burz something.
You can click on the thing, and then you get to see everything.
I have clicked on the thing, and I cannot see everything.
You sure?
Well,
Oh, you can. Up in the function thing.
Well, I have rolled a 3 for them, so they go into A2. All right, starting off balanced then. Moomin Slayer, OCC Dirty Tactics with Black Orcs. 1d6. That is a 5 going into A2. And then we have our first problem child for this tier. Gimlick, Orca Cola.
Which you don't need to roll for. We just move him to the top of the reroller list.
Yep, that seems entirely reasonable because the rerollers are going to be they're essentially along with the newcomers will be feeding into tier 4 at the I assume they are going to be feeding into tier 4 after all of the other teams have been placed. So
yeah, there might be asking for a volunteer for tier 3 or something.
Yeah.
I haven't counted the teams yet.
Fair enough. All right then. So, with that out of the way, we have Hyperbrain, Teeth of Brass, Shambling Undead. We are going to be getting them into... They rolled a 4, so they go into 2B. Okay, Nurgle, Shambling Undead, Orc, Black Orc. The Bash teams are getting... they're getting thrown about a little bit. Wonderful. Talus Exit, C++, Elven Union. We get them into 2A. Some elven representation over there. I'm sure he's happy to be facing orcs and black orcs. See, then we have Darkwing, Blitzburg, Human. I think they rolled a 2, so they are going into 2B. I think I saw maybe I took a look at Darkwing's team, and I think he got some rather unfortunate casualties in the early season. So hopefully his team has recovered. Because I figured that okay, those are the kind of injuries that I'm probably gonna reroll the team anyway. But he apparently trundles on. Then we have Bob 152 Vampires Dark Elf team, because that's not confusing at all. 1d6. They rolled a 5, so into 2A they go. More elves into A. Then after that we have Lehman X Russ Heisemer Boys Orcs. 1d6. They roll also a 5, so they go into 2A. And then we have Rymdkesaren, Up Your Snuffle, Underworld, who is not joining us for the next season, so they will simply be removed and to be reinstated potentially at a later season.
Yes, and if you quickly look on the Teams on a Break tab.
Yep. Over here.
You will...
And you've even helpfully you've noted where they would have ended up in.
Yes.
Yep.
I will also add the records later, but no need now.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Then we have the People's Champion, the champion of many hearts and minds, even if I didn't actually win my division, wasn't even close to it. Orca Cola Champions, Dark Elf team, which I did decide to keep in the end because I don't know, I suffer from delusions of grandeur, I guess. I'm hoping to have a better season, make it to and be within shot of championship next season. So where do I go? I go into 2A. So more Dark Elf representation there, or more Elf representation there as well. I mean, I was already kind of not exactly complaining, but noting the fact that I had been facing orcs or black orcs most of the season last season. Seems to be a continuing trend for me.
Yeah, well, I am absolutely blame-free this time.
Yeah, you're making me roll for myself, which is I don't like having my own fate in my hands. So
you should just have won your division.
Yeah, that's also very true. So skill issue essentially. Radamo, Mummy Issues, Shambling Undead. 1d6. They also go into 2A. Alright, so it's either Elf or Bash, which is... So by that logic, Core Knight is going to be in 2B. Let's see if that is 2B. He rolls a 6, and into 2B he goes. I take no responsibility in any claims of this being rigged. because I certainly didn't want to end up in 2A rather than 2B. So, Bambala Chacha, Evil Son Ed Stompus, Orcs. By all logic, he ends up in 2A just to antagonize me. He ends up in 2A so that I have more Orcs. Then
there's only 2 more spots in
only
2A.
2 more spots. Let's see if CVC Toby, Chaos Chosen. It's your. It was a very green group. Yeah, certainly. All right, CVC Toby. How are you feeling, buddy? If you're still in the chat, are you feeling 2A, 2B? Well, I shan't delay it any further. He goes into 2B. All right. That's looking like Nurgle, Shambling Undead, Chaos Chosen, Human Skaven. Okay, that seems like a decent-ish grouping. More Skaven, Raven 1840, OCC Blood Moon, 1d6. They also go into 2B. Which, by this logic, both Philadeus and Magiot will end up in 2A. So if the universe could not do that, I'd much prefer it. So Philadeus, Azek's kin, they go into 2A.
We might be on for a record of the same team in the division.
All right. BJJ Hero, led by Donkey, Skaven. Drum roll. They go into 2A, so nope, not Magiot. The last orc does not get there. All right. So both Magiot and the Sir Underworld go into 2B, and we have 2 more spots to fill in Tier 2.
There we go.
Yep, so Ethelred, Wood Elves, and the Spider with Liz Orca Men Cola. with the Lizardmen team. Looking at the 2 divisions, there's way too many orcs in mine. Way too many. I'm glad that there weren't 5 of them. But 4 is already too many, I think. And then 2B is looks pretty varied overall. Like, I don't think there's 2 Skaven in there. But other than that, no other duplicate teams. So 2B looks very interesting, like just from that sort of that point of view. Right, and then we're gonna be running into.
First, we count how many green rows we have. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13.
Yes. We have. Okay, that's to fill up. Tier 3, certainly not going to be enough. All right. So.
And then we have to count.
1, 2, 3.
Rerollers.
5,
1,
6,
2, 3,
7,
4,
8,
5.
9, 10. 10 blue tags by my counting.
Plus Gimlick. So 11.
11, yep.
And the new sign-ups. That's another 5.
So that is we need 7 of the 11 to fill out tier 3.
Now it's easier to move the bottom 3 into tier 4.
Okay. Yeah, yep, that makes sense. So essentially.
So we just move the top 10 teams now into tier 3.
Okay. So that is Dokuman, Nimrud, Wargas, Orc, Nurgle, Sunny Days, Orc, B. Carmack, Sabretooth, Chaos Chosen, Asimov, Listforce, Lizardmen, Arcadia Raiders, Landhualbeck, Chaos Renegades, Robbie V, Mott B, Cow Daddy, Skaven, Nurgle, Skaven. And that is tier 3A done, and that is tier 3 done, right?
Yep.
All right, and then we are moving the re-rollers into the side there. Just as a note for one of them is not colored, but that is the Walker, and he's not going to be joining us for the next season. So, just in case anyone was confused or curious as to why the Walker had no
Yeah,
color
he had
assigned.
colors on one page, but
Yeah,
not the other.
yeah. All right. So that then leaves.
I will just move over the yellow ones as well.
Yep. So Wismerhill, Baramosa, and Fisher 84 will be moved on the teams on break tab.
And he's still not an ogre.
True. Still not an ogre. And the Walker also gets moved over there, I guess. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, so our count on rerollers was correct. We have 3 teams who are sticking around with Hawkster, Tubarag, Medieval. And then you said we had 5 new signups?
Yeah.
That leaves us with 19 teams. So we would need one more new person to join, and then we have 2 divisions in Tier 4. I have a feeling that I know who you're going to be pestering for that last sign-up.
I do have an idea.
Yeah. But yeah. Lefe 197, I need tackle ASAP. You certainly do. Not sure how well that figures out into your development plan overall for your team. I've at least found that tackle for Nurgle team is one of those skills that take a little bit of time in coming, just because of the team state that you start with. Right. So these are the so that's what they have told us that they're re-rolling to. So to be determined for Gimlick and Yavelin, that is just a name, but they are, at least for now, they are indicating that they are re-rolling to Necromantic Horror, which is going to be available for next season. Not
and all of them are going to be late signups as well.
Yeah. I mean, not at all sort of surprised that Necromantic Horror is as popular as it seems to be. And then we have...
It does, however, require that you buy the Blood Path.
Yes, so
to get them, unless you manage to finish it in 2 days.
That would require playing a lot of Blood Bowl.
It is an option.
It certainly is, and applause to anyone who manages to do it. But and then we have Snow Troll, Thurnlow, Rossidox, Willpower, and Gruel, who are joining us for next season as entirely new coaches, having not taken part into the seeding tournament. Don't know if any of you have actually played in OCC before. I at least don't recognize any of these names. So
Snow Troll, Turnlow, Willpower, and Curl have all played before, I believe.
Fair enough. Then welcome back.
I only had to change the membership status of Rossidox.
Okay, fair enough. So welcome back. Hope you'll enjoy your stay with OCC once again and Blood Bowl 3. So,
yes, and we will split the experienced team 2-1.
Okay. So essentially, we're gonna.
So if 2 end up in the same one,
then the last
Medieval
one
goes in the third.
Yep, that makes sense. Wouldn't want to have even accidentally stack them in the same division with a bunch of new teams. So, starting off with the first roll, we have Hogster, Scale Males, a Lizardman team. They are going into tier 4B. Why do I keep saying tier when it's supposed to be division? Right, but all right. Then we have Tubrag, Turf Marauders, Chaos Renegades. And that is another 4, so they also go into 4B, which means that Medieval will be placed into 4A.
Yep.
I believe you should DM Pitpat about that, C Toby. Medieval was the punching bag of Divi. Yeah, I heard I didn't want to say it out loud, but I believe he had the worst season, like at least statistically speaking, of all teams in OCC. So commiserations to Medieval. I'm sure he didn't deserve it.
But he did stick with the team.
But he did stick with the team, which is admirable. I haven't really taken a look. Definitely something that needs to be taken a look in the seeding tournament the next stream that we're going to do, going over the divisions and the teams, to take a look at like just how badly beaten the team actually is. But without further ado, we have Gimlick. Name still to be determined. Necromantic Horror. 1d6, and that is a 6, so Gimlick is going to 4B. Alright, Javelin, name still to be determined, Necromantic Horror. We roll a 3, 4A. Alright, Tribble, Nibblers, Necromantic Horror. 1d6. 5, also into 4A.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be Necro Mirrors.
Yes, I mean, that is pretty much unavoidable. Let's see. Sideways Kitty. Post-penultimate something. Shambling Horrors. 1d6. 2 goes into 4B. Then we have Gobas. Noir Nightmares. Necromantic. 1d6. A 2, also into 4B. Then Sylphwyn. Name will follow. I believe that should be to be determined.
No, that's what he wrote.
All
it
right.
might be his team name. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Sylphwyn. Name will follow. Necromantic Horror. Maybe he might need to give some clarification on that. 2, 4B as well.
I mean, you are most likely correct.
Yeah.
But then we have people like Broccoli.
Yes. Then we have.
I'm taking no chances.
Yeah, absolutely. Like what you actually say is what we're going to assume for the OCC. Fair enough. Christopher B. OCC Prowlers. Chaos Chosen. 1d6. A 3, 4A. So we got 2 Chaos Chosen in there and 2 Necromantic Horrors so far. A very grumpy dad. A very scaly team, I assume is what that is. Lizardman. 1d6. Goes into 4A. And then... Note 16, 1d6. We have Soapy. Beaks down something. Lizardman. 3, also into 4A. Nate Guy 75. The Apostates of something. Humans. 1d6. 4. They go into 4B. Yeah, that human team is not going to be enjoying that division, I don't think.
I mean, if they get to play all the Necro early.
Yeah.
You have block, they don't.
True.
Well, they do, but not much.
Do they? Oh yeah, do the specters or whatever they're called? Do they actually start with block?
Sidestep?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
No hands.
No, yeah, no. Nitroxide, Collins Mockery, Chaos Renegades. 5, 4A. Yeah, I feel bad about for not Truckside there. Chaos Renegades, like new Chaos Renegades into that lot. I mean, Lizardmen, Necrot, like none of those new teams really have many starting skills either. So if the big guys behave, that could actually be good. Um, and then we have first of the new teams, or new to OCC in Bubble 3, Snow Troll.
And they are ordered in the order they signed up.
Yep. So no former, like even if they are former OCC coaches, like their reputation or whatever does not matter. It is simply first come first serve. So Snow Troll, Obsidian Maulers, Orc team. 1d6. They are going into 4A.
Should they have a returning team, which is impossible right now,
Yes.
then they have a higher priority.
Yes, which is exactly why the teams on break is an actual tab in that like you can choose to come back with the team that you left with, and you will be placed somewhat
As close
according,
to
yeah, to where you would have ended up.
championship is usually hard.
Yes,
So I have actually managed to do that once. So
fair enough. Third and low, OCC cheese something, Skaven. 1d6. They go into 4B. Rossidox, Simply Green, Orc. 1d6. 6, therefore, for B.
only one spot in 4B now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Indeed. Willpower. Star Rats. Skaven. 1d6. Into 4A they go. So, Cruel does actually have a chance of going into one or the other. So, we have Cruel, Wannabe Griefers, I think, Nurgle, going into 4B. So, whoever decides to hopefully sign up will be ending up in 4A.
I'll nag on my brother a bit.
Yeah. Hopefully you are successful, or if not, hopefully there's some other sign up who goes in. So tier 3 will only have one division in there, because we wouldn't really want to have tier 3, like 3B division, be mostly made up of new teams. So this decision I think makes sense, and we wouldn't want them to be facing too many developed teams already. So looking at the tier 4 divisions, fairly bashy looking overall. Like there's a little bit of variety in 4B with Chaos Renegades. I mean Necro.
They got as evenly spread as is possible.
Yeah, like there's 2 and 3. So human, Skaven, Orc, Nurgle for tier 4B, and then Lizard, Chaos Renegade, Orc, Skaven. Once again, whoever signs up for the last open spot in tier 4 will obviously, well, technically have a slight advantage in that they know what other people had indicated that they're going to bring in, but obviously those people could change their mind still. So aside from medieval, like really nothing else of this is solid. Same thing over here. Like only the 2 teams that were sticking around from last season are locked in. So like, and there isn't really, like, there was no practical way that this could be avoided from being the case, because unfortunately there just wasn't that many teams that stuck until this season. So but yeah, these are the divisions.
Yep.
I mean, overall, I think there's there's more bash overall than I expected. Like there's really like
That's always the case.
uh yeah, I suppose. Like Bash does seem more. Hmm. I don't know. I just always assume that there's going to be more elf teams than there apparently are. Like there is exactly one wood elf team, and that's Ethelred with 0 heroes who stuck around as the wood elf. Um,
Yeah, there were like 2 or 3 wood elves,
yeah,
as that also required a blood pass.
yes. But yeah, I'm again slightly like I overestimate the amount of elves generally speaking. I'm fairly happy with my division in the sense that at least it's not all orcs by throwing in an Elven Union, another Dark Elf Skaven there, Shambling Undead as well. But yeah, that would have been would have been interesting. I don't have the best of track record going up against the orcs, so hopefully I've learned some tricks in the seeding tournament. How are you feeling about your particular division? Like, in the sense of like, it's as we said, not the greatest matchup any of these for Old World Alliance. Like Underworld
Uh,
probably best one.
yeah, goal achieved. Reached the championship with All World Alliance.
Yep, yep. And then if you win it, you can retire the team. And well, no, if you win it, you have to stick around and see if you can defend it because like that's just what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, but there are some. I mean, I'm going to play them for a bit, unless they release one of the races I actually want to play.
That being Norse, for example.
Norse, absolutely.
No.
And to my big surprise, actually Amazons, that I
Mm.
refuse to play in Blood Bowl 2. The new Amazons are actually looking quite fun.
Yeah. Hopefully, hopefully they get on that because like more team variety is always better. And but yeah, I'm glad to hear that. If my team dies, I will probably reroll into humans, or if Toonkin's early. Ah, Galencio. Like, nobody is ever going to want Kemri to be the next team released. Like, like that's just not gonna happen.
Not after
Not after
Necro,
Necro.
no.
Yeah. But
And yeah, I don't think next is going to be Norse either.
yeah, I have a feeling like if I were to guess, High Elves maybe. No, no Wood Elves.
Amazons, gnomes,
No, Goblins maybe.
goblins could be one.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Hope we managed to make the like how this whole thing works. Norse is next according to Lefe 175. I don't know if that's insider information or if that's actually been declared or uh if that's just hopeful talk, but it's not. Yeah, figured as much. So yeah, you just said it with such confidence that I was like, maybe you have like an inside source or whatever. But yeah, hopefully this stream has made things like more transparent, like made things like clear of how things work. Fake it till you make it. Absolutely, yeah. That's how I managed to end up in tier one time in Blood Bowl 2.
Now I'm going to make promises I'm not going to be able to keep, but I
Okay.
think we'll make this a recurring thing
Yeah.
because people who go up and down, I do want to randomize them into divisions.
Yep.
That is fair,
Yep.
and if we do it publicly, everyone sees that it is actually fair.
Yep. I would certainly not be opposed to that, and I think like more transparency and like how the league functions is just better overall, like for people, especially like coaches who aren't like are new to OCC. Like it makes it more, I feel it makes it more approachable that way. But yeah.
Yeah, and we have gotten down to numbers that can be handled fairly swiftly.
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, and I mean, obviously, it is going to be like once if OCC numbers like start climbing up, it is going to be more of a slog, I think. And I do think that I'm definitely also going to be like making it a recurring theme of like before the start of division. I'm probably gonna stream just like going over all of the teams in the division, sort of at least giving my giving my thoughts on the matter and like how well, like my predictions of how well they're gonna do, because it builds up hype for OCC, and it makes people feel included in the community, which I think is good. Like, because the Blood Bowl community is small enough as it is, so keeping sort of everybody involved seems pretty good. We're dropping the payball system though. Galancio, shush. That's not public knowledge yet.
Yeah, and the divisions will be posted later. I just need to create stuff in game.
Yep. That's
which
it.
I don't remember how to do. So that'll take a bit.
Yep. So everybody, remember to keep tabs on when the announcements come that you can actually apply to join your division, and do so in good order and good time, because that helps out the admins quite a bit. But with that, thank you, Pitpad, for joining me here, and thank you everybody for watching. We will be ending the stream here, and if anybody wants to actually see some Blood Bowl being played, we are probably going to raid somebody who is currently playing Blood Bowl. But with that, thank you very much for watching, and as I always say, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, good day, whatever happens to be the time of day for you. Have a good one.